It's just the nature of being a person. When you're doing anything that's new, anything that may be hard, don't you like a little bit of encouragement? Y'all, one of my students with high anxiety just passed her test with a 98. I don't think y'all know how excited I am because she was so nervous. I wasn't nervous because I believe in her. I know what kind of driver she is. I've seen it myself. I taught her how to drive. But for her to see it for herself, it made all the difference. That is proof that anxiety does not have to stop you. It doesn't stop you from achieving what you want. If she can win, you can win too. So let's talk about some of the things that we did while we were in the car before it was time for her to take her test. Because of course she didn't just magically get up and say, "Oh, I don't have anxiety anymore. I can do this." She was just as scared as many of you are to get behind the wheel. But we took it slow. I had a calm attitude. I gave her what she needed in the situation. So the first thing we did was I just got to know her. As her driving instructor, I sat down, talked to her about the things that she liked, talked about the things that I liked, because telling the stories can't just go one way. You guys both have to give and take as the driving instructor. Driving is not just about driving. It's also about mindset. It's about your surroundings. It's about being defensive, and I'm sure many of you have heard that. But let's jump into the top, I would say, 5 things that I did with her to make sure she was able to keep her anxiety at bay while she was learning. Was it gone? No, it was not gone, but we did keep it at bay. For one, the top thing that I did with this student is I taught her 4-7-8 breathing. 4-7-8 breathing is when you breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold it for 7 seconds, and then let it out of your mouth for 8 seconds. That is 4-7-8 breathing. You can find it right here on YouTube. I'll try to link it in the comments. Then the next thing I did was a step-by-step mindset. I made sure that she knew that driving is not just about getting behind the wheel. It's about having your mind right for the environment. If you're going into a place that's low risk, which is where I started her, off inside of a parking lot, then I assisted her in moving up to more high risk situations where she was able to get onto a mini freeway. But her mindset had to be, this is not scary, it's just new. So once we did that, we were in a much better place. We also used a safe word. There were 2 safe words we used. One was help. That meant that she was not able to complete the task that's at hand. She needed help with whatever she was doing. And the second one was time. She used the word time when she needed a break or she felt like she was overwhelmed. So these just allow her to get through any type of situation that she was in. She knew that I was there and I had her back, and I never raised my voice. That's the next one. Having a coach that doesn't raise their voice and being able to communicate what you need to your coach is very important. Driving coaches can make or break the driving session, just like drivers can, but driving coaches can as well. And then you want to make sure that you, as the person, you find what works for you. If you're in school and your anxiety hits, what do? Bring that to the driving session. Now, of course, you can't get up and walk out, but you can take deep breaths. So we did 4-7-8 breathing in the beginning, but during the driving session, it's important that you have your breathing techniques on deck so that you'll know if I'm starting to stress out, I need to take a deep breath in through my nose and out of my mouth. All right. So as a driving coach, what can the driving coach do for the students after they've done all the things? What can the driving coach do to make sure that the students are successful? Again, keep a calm demeanor about yourself. Remind the students that they can do this. You give them the positive mindset that you want them to have before they get behind the wheel. This is vitally important. Tell them what they're doing right. I tell students when they get in the car with me, I am here to point out everything you do wrong. That's what I opened with initially. So when I start pointing out all these things that need correction, they're not surprised because I already told you in the beginning. I'm here to point out everything that you do wrong. And if I'm pointing out everything you're doing wrong, I'm going to help you make it right. And that's that piece that people forget. They point out the things that are wrong, but then they don't go back and tell them when they're doing it right. If a student has been driving really close to the left, they've been driving close to the left the entire time, and then you notice they're in the center of the lane. You say, oh my gosh, I caught you in the center. And that gives them a little bit of encouragement. It makes them do that little smirk like, hey, I got this. And once you give them that little bit of encouragement, they're striving for it the next time. It's just the nature of being a person. When you're doing anything that's new, anything that may be hard, don't you like a little bit of encouragement? I know I do. I hope these videos are good. Nobody said they are, but I bet when they do, I'm going to go harder. Because that's what you do. You strive for those good things when you're doing something right. I want you to make sure that you are practicing the right thing. So I've come up with a mock test for the students who have anxiety or who do not have anxiety, but they're getting close to that test time. So you'll know what you're supposed to be looking for. I'll put a link to it in the description. And if you can't find it there, you can go follow me on TikTok at Mrs. How to Drive. I am Patrice, the owner of Best Route Driving Academy, Mrs. How to Drive. I strive to teach all the students how to drive safely, securely on the road. Be blessed.